I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
Yes, sir. We've been talking about this fight for a while, and now it's finally official. We have Valenzuela defending his title against Gary Antuanne Russell, man. Yes, sir. Rayo the Lightning Valenzuela has his first defense on the undercard of Tank versus Roach, man, against Gary Antuanne Russell. You know, everybody should be happy, right? Unless you're a fat, sloppy body, Jabba the Hutt, nutty professor, mutt mouth ass PBC hater named Rick Glazer.
God damn it, that's a big fat ass!
If you're not them, then you should be happy about this fight.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. Boxing Talk, back for another YouTube video banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. We have officially been notified that Jose Rayo Valenzuela will be fighting Gary Antuanne Russell in his first defense on March 1st, good Lord willing, on the undercard of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. I think this is a great fight. You know what I'm saying? For his first defense, I have to tip my hat off to the Lightning, Rayo Valenzuela, man. This is a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? And a hell of a first person to have your initial defense against, you know, in Gary Antuanne Russell. Now, of course, Gary Antuanne Russell is coming off of his first and only defeat against Alberto Puello, who, you know, coincidentally is another champion in the 140-pound division. He's the WBC current champion right now, you know, with Devin Haney being the champion in recess. And he's going against Rayo Valenzuela, man. And it's crazy, right? I think that this is a very tough fight for both parties, you know. And Gary Antuanne Russell could be a champion if he wins, but Rayo, he could establish himself in the ever-changing champions of 140 besides Teofimo Lopez, who's not fighting anybody, you know.
Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy.
Everybody else, the other belts have been changing like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So if Rayo could beat Gary Antuanne Russell, man, that'd be very impressive for Rayo. And I think that he could do it. I think this is a good fight right now as it sits. I don't know who I'm leaning towards. I'm just more excited that this fight is further strengthening the Tank versus Lamont Roach card on March 1st. And then not to mention PBC's coming with it with the Dave Morrell and David Benavidez card, you know, David on David crime, you know, and that undercard looks good too, you know, having Isa Pipo Cruz versus Angel Fierro, also having Brandon Figueroa defending his title against Stephen Fulton in that rematch at 126, and you also have Jesus Ramos going against Jason Banana Rosario. So these cards are great, man. Those people that are saying, oh, PBC's looking bad, well, guess what? PBC may be failing, but you're gonna have to wait until after March 1st, baby, because they're looking pretty good right now. You know, shout out to Big Turkey's doing great cards, and PBC's also doing great cards. You know what's crazy to me though, like I mentioned in the intro, we got people like Rick Glazer and other haters. Like, why would you be rooting for a major promotion, a major figure, a major player in the boxing game to fail? I never understood that. It has to be a personal vendetta, because guess what? Even if you like Al Heyman, or if you like Oscar De La Hoya, if you like Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, whatever, if Queensberry goes down, boxing just got weaker because there's less fights. If Eddie Hearn and Matchroom goes down, boxing gets weaker. If Golden Boy goes down, it gets weaker. If PBC goes down, it'll be less boxing. So I never understood this position of people hating on a boxing promotional company to fail. Do we want things to get better? Of course. Do we want PBC and Matchroom to work together more? Matchroom and Queensberry to work together more? Queensberry and Golden Boy to work together more? Golden Boy and PBC to work together more? Of course. But that's why we have the major player in Big Turk. He's stepping in and he's facilitating a lot of these matchups. And he even dropped this on us, you know, for those people that are saying that Big Turk doesn't work with PBC. Well, check out this tweet right here. Yeah, contrarily, he does work with all the major players in boxing. So I just never understood that. Now, you know, PBC may fail one day, but if you keep saying that they're going to fail, they're going to fail, they're going to fail like Rick Glazer, then eventually you might be right one day. But what about all the times you were wrong? What about the infinite amount of times you were wrong? What about the plethora of times you were wrong? You know what I'm saying?
You dumbass.
I mean, if you think about it, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And there's a whole lot of time in between those two times where the broken clock is correct, where that broken clock is incorrect. You know what I'm saying? You got 12, 12:01, 12:02, 12:03. The broken clock is only right twice. So Rick Glazer, you're not even as efficient as a broken clock. So I just don't get it, man. You know, so I don't ever forget the few times that people are negative like them, the few times that they're right about something failing, number one, it shows you how unsuccessful they are because you have too much time to hate on something. That means you're not doing nothing in your life. But number two, don't forget, even with the few times that they're right, how many thousands and millions of times that they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I just want to say, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this fight. Do you think it's a good fight? I think it's a great fight. Shout out to Rayo for taking this fight. Shout out to Gary Antuanne Russell for bouncing back. I know some people are going to be a little mad that Gary Antuanne Russell lost his first fight and he gets a title shot immediately. Well, that happens quite often as well. It doesn't happen all the time, and I'm not saying it's right. Quantity does not make quality, but Tim Tszyu came off with a loss against Sebastian Fedora and he got a title shot in his next fight against Bakram. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody said nothing. Joe Cordina just got knocked out by Anthony Kakasi at a lower weight class. He moved up and was going to have a fight against Shakur Stevenson. Nobody said nothing. Sebastian Fedora just got knocked out by Brian Mendoza before he fought Tim Tszyu for a title shot. Nobody said nothing. TJ Doheny just got stopped at his last fight at a weight class below at Super Bantamweight 122. His next fight, you guessed it, a title shot against Nick Ball, who's a champion at 126. So I'm not saying that this should happen, but let's not act like this is an isolated incident, you know. And if anybody was going to get a title opportunity after a loss, I think Gary Antuanne Russell kind of deserves it because, you know, he had 100% KO ratio before and it was a close, controversial decision loss. I thought Alberto Puello won. I thought the correct person won, but some people felt like Gary Antuanne Russell did enough to win. So it wasn't like he got slaughtered. So I'm not mad at this fight at all. I'm looking forward to it, man. Shout out to Rayo. Shout out to Gary Antuanne Russell. This fight is going to be a banger, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Don't forget to smack that like button, but most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.